I mean, I feel like, this season we've been working really hard and we're just composed, intelligent women that are great soccer players, but it does seem like it took us in most games this season for us to be behind a goal or find a reason to play fearlessly and with a little bit of an edge. And tonight, I think the women showed up and played that way from the start of the game. Their fight was just tremendous from the first whistle to the end, and that's just kind of the performance that we're going to need consistently moving forward. But for me, that was the difference. Usually we're just kind of like a little bit, complacent, I think, in moments of the game, but tonight was a lot better.
Jordyn, was that your first ever career goal?
I scored in Spain, but in the U.S., yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
And with the other foot, too?
Yeah, with the left foot. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Talk to me, what did you see on that player?
I love intercepting the ball, and I feel like in the last couple of games I haven't been able to show that, and so I felt like the moment was right, stepped in, and then I just hit it. Yeah.
I think she did it because
Oh yeah, she challenged me this week because my shot last game was terrible. So she's like, Jordyn, stop shooting, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna shoot.
So challenge was a nice word.
Yeah.
But also it was a nice. Jackie and her are really close friends, and obviously that looks like it could be a serious injury. So I think Jordyn, in the moment, had like a little bit of fire, and it was just a great response to the moment.
It was for Jackie.
100%. I mean, I was emotional after she got hurt, so yeah, it definitely fueled the fire for me.
That's awesome. And then it was also your first professional career goal. So talk to me a little bit about that.
It's so exciting. I'm a forward, so scoring goals is like what I love to do.
Yeah.
And so it's been so fun like transitioning into professional soccer, especially in Tampa. And so it's just so nice to help the team win and also do what I love to do, which is score. And so I was just so excited, and I felt the love from all the teammates and the staff, so that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see more goals from Ava.
Are we going to see more goals?
I think so.
The way we're playing now, it's a little bit different, and it just suits her, better.
Yeah, and coming off the bench, did that help you kind of get in there and you were ready to go right off the bat?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's my job, to change the game. And so I think all the subs did a really good job of coming in and keeping the intensity the same and keeping it high.
Awesome. Go ahead.
I wanted to get your take on defending Fort Lauderdale, because obviously they have a very potent attack. Several good players in Gordon and McCain and Hamid. How did you tell the team to set up for that or to handle them?
To be fair, I feel like we were prepared the last 3 games for them.
That's fair.
So credit to them. We were very aware of their tools and what they brought to the table and prepared for them. But, tonight it was, obviously it's the 4th time we've seen those players, and, they are pretty consistent in the way they attack. And so I just felt like our outside backs did a phenomenal job. And when Jasmine, we knew she would cut in, our midfielders were there and closed down the space and won the ball. And McCain does what she does. She's just a great player. But we were just like hyper aware of her so that she couldn't get too loose or, create any bigger problems for us. But for me, it was a really solid performance defensively, just as a group, but then, honing in on those little details that we asked them to fix on to be successful. They did a really great job of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the scoreline would agree with that.
Yeah.
Attacking wise too, I wanted to get your take on how you wanted to try to beat Fort Lauderdale's defense.
I mean, we've been asking the ladies the last 2 games to kind of improve in decision making, and this was our best decision making game. When we won the ball and we could catch them high, we tried to do that. But when we couldn't, we were more patient in possession. And then in that little bit, where they battled back and the game got ugly, we stepped up to a battle and we didn't let the ball in. And in those moments, it's not the game that you want. It's not pretty. We're not able to keep the ball, and sometimes we're getting caught, making some poor decisions. But our effort and fight were there for that 20-minute segment that typically has caught us in previous games.
And I also wanted to ask you about Sydney Nasello. She seemed tonight to be possibly a little more direct at times. I don't know if that was something that was on the fly or if that was something that you directed her to do, because there were a couple shots. I guess I'm forgetting how many, but
we've just challenged her the same way we did Jordyn. We just feel like she should be scoring in this league, and we feel like she can do it. And I think that her goal tonight was just to show that she can be an offensive threat. So got a couple shots off, a couple really great crosses. Some of them got on somebody's feet and could have been a goal. So I think she was dangerous tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Jordyn, your goal was fantastic from our angle, especially. It was perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, I wish I had a camera like that for it. But I heard from the crowd with us the chant of Jordyn Listro. So I just wanted to get your take on that.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, what a compliment. I love it. I mean, the whole team calls me Jordy, so to have that as a nickname for such a great player, I mean, it's cool.
Yeah. Did you have plans on that when you got the ball off of the player, or were you just like, this is my best option?
Honestly, my first instinct is to pass and not really be selfish, but I just felt like, the best option was to just hit it, and I was close enough, so I don't really find myself up there as often, so I just went for it.
Sure. And Ava, I also wanted to get your, instructions going out there, like what your goals were tonight to ultimately get your goal.
Yeah, keep the level high and keep the clean sheet. My job is to go in there and raise the intensity or keep it the same, run my butt off. And she asked me, "Are you ready?" I said, "Absolutely." And I think I did a good job of keeping it up.
And just reward.
Yeah, that's always nice.
Jordyn, not to dampen the mood, but last week, and this is a big turnaround from the last game that we had, and in that we were told that some of the bad sides were like the implementation of the game plan, a little bit more individual play versus team play. What was so different? What as a captain, like how were you able to turn that around?
Yeah, I think we recognized, the things that didn't go well last week, and we have a great team and a great group of individual talent, but some games we don't all play together, and so that's been our focus. And finally this week it kind of clicked, and we realized that last game wasn't good enough, and we have so many not that many games left to make the playoffs, so we got to start gaining ground now, and we started with that tonight.
Ava, they keep taking all my good questions, so I would say, you've been a game changer since coming in the middle of the season for this. What kind of tools do you think Denise is able to utilize with you as a game changer in the middle of the game?
Yeah, I think my size helps. I'm like a target up front, and then also I think I'm quick enough. I can stretch the game out a little bit. And I'm gonna hunt down every single ball, whether it's going out of bounds or not. I'm gonna put pressure on. So I think just like my fight and that stuff, I think is a good asset, and I think is good for the club too.
Denise, my question is going to be, again, you're dealt with an injury in the middle of the game, international players away. I know that's part and parcel of the job, but specifically, how are you rising to that challenge or wanting to take that on?
I've always been a really big advocate for national team opportunities. I know it's not great in the middle of the season, but I know what an honor it is to represent your country, and the three of them being there, just we're so proud of them, and I believe that we're excited for their opportunity, and that in their absence we're gonna have players step up, and we did. I think players really stepped up in their absence, and Wazilla hasn't gotten an appearance in a while, and she just went out there and really followed instructions and did a great job, and it was just a different look for us without them on the pitch, but it was great. And Ashley Orcas, a phenomenal save. The one-handed save was great. I thought her decision making was the best it's been. So it was just, again, I believe that those players take us with them, and while they're gone, we want to represent them well, and I think we did that tonight.
Orcas, she's a player that's been in and out for many different reasons, but how do you keep her motivated and locked in? I mean, she's an aggressive player, but
I think she's really talented. I mean, she's just a great shot stopper. I think the league's best shot stopper. Obviously there's areas of her game, but we're seeing that improve. Tonight we used her feet a lot. We changed the point of attack through her at least 5 times, which was a big step in the right direction. I thought her decision making was better, and honestly I just think that her relationship with the coaching staff continues to develop and get strong, and when you feel like wanted and you feel like confident in each other, then you can grow and develop, and we're seeing that from Ashley, so it's been an exciting journey with her.
I actually have one more question that I was going to ask you, and you just reminded me. With Scylla, she, like you said, she hasn't had many appearances recently, but she came in today, so just wanted to get your take on her coming in. And
I mean, she might be the best human being you're ever going to meet. She's just phenomenal. She's a phenomenal human being. She just loves the game. She loves her teammates. She loves her coaches. She shows up every day to do her job. And whatever her role is, she's just going to grab it and go. And so, I don't know, I think everybody on the team was just excited for her. And that is just, it's an incredible group. I know that maybe people say this before, you know, but this team loves each other. They do so much together, and they're such a tight group that when somebody gets an opportunity like Wazilla did, you feel like everybody's behind them. And I could feel that from the group tonight, you know. Nacello and her are like besties, and I don't think Nacello stopped cheering the moment she stepped on the field. So it was really great to be a part of.
I would imagine any fan would love hearing that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Thanks, you guys.
And in reference to the crossing piece, Nacello, if you're on the back post, anybody that's on the back post has to wait to see the trajectory of the service. But as you see that, can they come in and attack?
It's a good read down the midfield by Listro. And Listro goes alone. Jordyn Listro gives Tampa Bay Sun the lead, and they deserve it. Locklear inside the box, tackle goes in, falls to Rajay. What a save! Ashley Orcus comes from absolutely nowhere. Tried to play it down the channel. Bockham won it, but then wasn't able to find the pass. Great play by Flint to release Zaid. Zaid cut across, and Tankersley has it. Ava Tankersley, a super sub, gives Tampa Bay Sun the cushion in the final derby of the year.
And this is exactly what you would hope.